Hey champs, it's Michael J here, Yoga Biz Champ. And if marketing your yoga studio feels confusing, inconsistent, or just plain exhausting, this episode is for you. I'm joined by Hadis Kiani, a Vancouver-based yoga teacher and retreat leader and serious marketing background. She's one of those rare teachers who not only fills her classes and sells out retreats, but also understands branding, community building, digital strategy, and yes, we're going to talk about ClassPass. So she kind of looks at things that a lot of studio owners overlook. We're going to talk about what actually works in yoga marketing in 2025, from how to build trust through your intro offer to the way branding and communication either bring people in or push them away. And Hadis breaks it down in a way that's super real and super actionable, no fluff. So if you're running a studio or about to open one or dreaming of opening one, this combo will get your wheels turning. And if you're ready to build a strategy that actually works, book a 30-minute coaching call with me now for September intake. I will be gone for most of August 2025, but I am booking now for those calls. So just head over to yogabizchamp.link/podlink to see if we are a fit to help start a studio or grow a studio. Let's get into it.
Well, hello. We're officially on.
Well, I have a guest today. Welcome, everybody. I have a guest today. We have just, I think we got on 30 minutes ago to record this, and we haven't pressed record, and we just started geeking out about the industry. And I feel like it's time we have to press record and actually capture some of our chat. So I want to welcome Hadis Kiani. Hello.
Hello.
I'm so pleased to have you here. Yeah, fellow Vancouver yoga teacher. I've been watching you online for a while. I think I connected you to a local studio that you work at without even knowing you, but I was just so impressed with you online. And I see you just care so deeply about this industry, the studios that you teach at. And you have a marketing background. And you said something to me about ClassPass that I was like, we've got to continue this conversation. So welcome, Hadis.
Thank you. I appreciate it and I'm honored. Thank you for trusting me. And we always have great chats. So I'm looking forward to another great chat of us.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody a little bit about sort of your background, what brought you to be a yoga/movement teacher that I know has wicked retention in class? You're a class builder. All the photographs you post are full. So you've got that secret sauce. But I want to know what's the journey that took you to where you are? And then also on top of that, after kind of your marketing stuff.
Absolutely. Oh, how I started yoga. It was 10 years ago. Almost. I'm celebrating it sometime soon, 10 years ago in July.
We're having a party?
We're definitely having a party, a big beach party. I'm hoping to bring all my communities of all over together. And it's summertime. It's great to be out there. But mostly I want to honor all the people who have supported me. For some of my students, I know them for 10 years and they've kept coming, even if they have moved or they come to my retreats, they come to my workshops, they support me in different ways. So even if I don't see them on regular basis classes, we're still in contact, and I want to honor and I want to celebrate that. Yeah. How I started, it was kind of like one of those beautiful accidental things that it takes you on a different path. I was doing kickboxing. I was very much into MMA. I truly loved it. And one of our colleagues came to me and she was like, what would be a great balance for all this like heavy things that we do? Yoga. And I'm like, okay, I've heard of it. I'm familiar with meditation side of it, but like what form of yoga, what are we talking about? She was like, I have this free path. And then at that point, it was for a local hot yoga studio. And I'm like, I will go check it out. And I hold on to this path, to this free path. I didn't use it. And I had a break from school during summertime. And I'm like, I might as well go and use this path. I don't have much else to do. And hot yoga in summer is a different vibe. I fully get that. I get different energy. And I went to my first hot yoga class, and it was Actually, with the teacher that I took my teacher training with, my original teacher training with, it was very soothing, very calming, like nice flow, a lot of creativity, she's very philosophical as well. I loved everything that she said in the class. It was like a journey of storytelling, of good movement and balance and thoughts and poetics and like everything. I love this.
It's like, I gotta get me some more of this.
I know, and I'm like, I'm used to different kind of movement. This is fabulous. And then I truly used that 1 week, and that's why I'm like that first
that intro offer path is important, right?
So important. And I always tell my story, and I'm like, you never know where people are coming from, their backgrounds, but the experience you're providing to them, where it's going to take them. And I'm sure many people resonate that they've had a great experience and they've looked into it a little bit further, deeper. They've become practitioners, not necessarily teachers, but like even dedicated practitioners of the craft. I truly used my introduction. I think it was a 2 weeks one. And in one of the classes, again with the same teacher, she mentioned that she is running a teacher training and it's coming up. And if anybody wants to join or anybody has a class, again, one of those beautiful things of announcing your other offerings that you have in a natural way in front of a community that you already have. And I remember she taught that studio.
So she didn't do it in the middle of Shavasana?
No. To her technique, her elegance. I have lots of love to say. I don't like to mention names, but if I were to mention names, a lot of elegance. At the end, she had a Tuesday, Thursday morning class for over a decade at that studio. She had her own regulars going on. So the relationship was already built. Obviously, new people will come and go, but she knew who she was talking to.
Yep.
The demographic was there. And I'm like, oh, this would be interesting. That means I can do this. Like we can do this for a living. And I had no concept of it. I didn't know anybody who's fitness, yoga instructor, professional, how the lifestyle would look like. I just truly resonated with what this lady had to offer. Up to this day, I resonate with what she has to offer. I learned a lot of things from her, and I'm like, oh, I have my kind of summer off. It was June, July, August, and I would love to learn before I go back to school or continue with my journey of life. And that's how it happened. It all came together.
Yeah.
I put the money together. That kind of happened really, really great. It was a lot more accessible, to be fair, at that time as well.
Yeah. Were you a good teacher right away, or did it take you a while?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will consider myself a good teacher now.
But I mean, I hired a lot of teachers owning a yoga studio and fired a couple. But out of teacher training, I found they weren't ready. They didn't quite have their own voice. Like at first I feel like we kind of copy our teachers a little bit, and then till we find our own voice. But even just projecting to the back of the room, right, and things like that. So how long do you think it took you to feel, okay, not a good teacher, but feel like a comfortable teacher?
I think up to this day, I still really have to be grounded. And I have rituals and practices that will support me in order to create that thing that I think it's important, projecting the voice, having a good experience, having a great energy myself so I can transfer that energy. But many years, I generally want to say, and I think it's a life journey process.
It is. It never ends, really, does it?
It never ends. I don't think we will ever get to the point that we'll be like, okay, I'm an Olympic champion of teaching. This is it. I've achieved all the achievements and I'm done. I'm going to go home.
But I think you and I are confident enough as teachers that you could be thrown into, I could anyway, be thrown into any room, any size of room, and be okay teaching. Yeah. And any style.
And any style. That one, absolutely. I feel confident and comfortable to say that for sure. And I've had that teaching at many places. Like there's always a lot of first steps that you have to take. You have to be comfortable with being in new spaces, with new demographics, new communities. But it definitely did not come just with 1 or 2 years of teaching. It has been a life
Yeah.
and learning from a lot of people and seeing how they hold space, how they create environment, and how people are changing. Also, our communities are changing. Health industry, fitness industry is changing. So what works best now based on this scenario? COVID was a big deal. People were having different experiences. What's the best scenario, the best wording, the best way of weaving in what is happening outside to this experience that we're creating now? I think that's a constant evolvement of what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think a good teacher is paying attention to the people in front of them.
Yes, hopefully.
Right? I have been to classes, or one class in particular, of a very well-known teacher back in the day who leaned against the back of the wall behind and just verbally spewed out the cues. And I feel like a good teacher is somebody that's looking, like that's actually watching what is in front of them and then able to go, hey, let's stop. I'm seeing this across the board. Let's take a look at this. Right. Instead of just spewing a flow. Like I always told my teachers, you're not showing a flow, you're teaching, you're educating.
Yeah. I think 2 comments about that, and I love how we're kind of on the same page on that. I think one thing is that I love a prepared professional, and I really think that we are professionals creating an experience. I love someone who comes in with a plan, but is also not attached to that plan. Because I have a lot of regular classes, I have to make sure that I provide them with creativity, and there's opportunity for growth, there's opportunity for comfortableness to be like, oh, I kind of know this one, but there's this new thing that I want to learn. So I love a teacher. I love myself to be prepared, music wise, if there's music, environment wise, set sequence of what I want to teach in all my classes. But I've also learned not to be attached to it. And be prepared that this thing that I thoughtfully created for this week of my classes may very much be thrown out of the door because there's something else happening at the studio. The people are not there, or there's quite a bit of new people that I don't know, and they haven't practiced with me before, so they're not familiar with my style, and I really have to make them feel grounded and comfortable. That's one thing.
I would say when I was a younger teacher, I was over prepared. I mean, I had it was scripted out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms down. Like it was that detailed. What I can say after 20 years is now I know the theme. I don't have to have it written down. I know the theme where I want to go. And so I know the kind of the path I can take them to there. So I feel like that gets a little bit more fluid with time.
For sure. Absolutely. Like, also like it's great to have certain themes and certain sets already at the back of your head. Like this is almost like my safe zone that I know whatever happens in the room, this will be a great experience. Now, if I have regulars and they're looking for something more or they're looking for something different, this is something else I can bring in my toolbox. But the original box is already
where you want to go.
The actual ice cream is already yummy. You can add all the toppings on top of it, which would be great.
Can you tell me a little bit about your marketing background?
Absolutely. I actually want to tell you one more thing. And
sure. Sorry.
I'm sharing one of my best experiences, and God knows how many classes I've taken. My best experience in another city, another country, with a teacher. I will tell you about the experience. The class was blindfold. It was a lot of like sensory deprivation style of the class, with music being a certain way, with lights being a certain way. And it was a 75 minutes flow. And flows usually like there's a lot of intricate things that it has to go together. Full room, I want to say at least 50 people. I was a guest in that city, and I was just like, I want to go and sign up for this class. It looks cool. I want to know what's happening. We didn't know who's teaching it. Like the name was there, but I never met this person. And a lot of other people were new, and I'll tell you why I know a lot of people were new. When we took off our blindfold, our teacher was actually on a wheelchair. She was She was a lady with accessibility. She was a disabled lady. But to that point of you not demonstrating or like leaning against the wall with the example that you had, I didn't need to look at this teacher and her poses and stuff like that. But it was the most fabulous experiences up to this day that I've had, that I was truly in my body. I could follow everything. The cueing was fabulous.
Yeah.
Without me needing to look and see. Obviously, that takes a little bit of like knowing like warrior two, like postures and stuff like that. But even her fluidity of words and fluidity of postures, one after each other, was so fabulously done that she didn't need to demonstrate.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing.
In my head, I would like to strive to be that way.
Well, I always, I quite often had teachers that would say, oh, my ankle, my knee, my this, I can't teach. I'm like, you have a voice.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you how many times owning a studio for 13 years where I sat on a stool and said, I can't practice today.
Yeah.
But you can.
About them, I think it's about people who have invested in us, taken the time, not just the money, but also time. I always think of it, and I'm like, I cannot give this time back to the students. Like, the money will come and go, but the time that they've taken from their families, from their work, from their
that's mad respect for them. Yeah,
I have a great amount of respect for that, because instead of spending time with me in that space, they could have done multiple other things that could bring them a lot more joy.
And not only that, quite often they're probably battling their own personal demons of, shall I go to class? Shall I not go to class? Shall I sit at home, or shall I get the effort to go out? You know how I do that sometimes in the morning? I battle with myself. Shall I go to the gym this morning, or shall I have an easy morning?
For sure. It's a lot of decision making in order to make it that I'm like, they are there. I want to do my best to create a decent experience, a good enough experience that they know their time was well spent.
Yeah.
Marketing. What would you like to know?
So just kind of how you got into marketing, and then we'll geek out about marketing and yoga studios. But I kind of just want to know your path for.
Absolutely. Oh, marketing has been another thing that I've kind of got into because of personal interest, and it took off. I came here alone, and I didn't grow up here, so I wanted a lot of friends, and I noticed that in order to create a lot of friends, you have to be part of, especially in Vancouver, it's very interesting, and I'm like, I will host my own little events, because that's my way of having...
Create your own party.
Create my own party, right? You don't get invited to party, you create a lot of parties. So my original introduction to marketing was through event planning and creating experiences and unique experiences, as I do with a lot of my classes and retreats as well. So that's how I started with event planning, and obviously events, you need a lot of marketing and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and study it. So I went to marketing school at BCIT. But originally it was through wanting to have community and wanting to make friends and make relationships and have a network of people that I know and I have different experiences with, and it kind of translated to my profession.
I love that. And I also say to studio owners, you've got a space. If there's nothing going on in the community, create your own party, create your own event, create your own market.
And studios are such a great place. I always think about it because my home is like that. Obviously, it's not open to everybody. It's not a public space, but I have a lot of like clothing swaps with my girlfriends, tea parties with my friends, and like dance parties because I have hardwood floor and I can have someone play the music and we can have a dance party. But
I want to be your neighbor.
You can be my neighbor. It's a soundproof apartment. But I do a lot of those things, and I'm like, it's a great way of staying in touch, especially wintertime in Vancouver. People
we do suffer.
Do something, like we can all contribute. If you host one party and I host one party and then another person hosts one party, then we all have a form of connection and something to do, hopefully meaningful. I do a lot of tarot reading and I invite my friends and I'm like, you bring something, I bring something. We'll read tarots, we'll play games. I have a lot of games nights. With the studios, it's a public place.
Yeah.
I mean, you have access to bigger community. You can charge people what I cannot charge my friends for. But
But even free, like even like just community-driven events, fundraisers. Like there's just so much someone can do with the space. So with your marketing, you're a teacher, and you've kind of helped studios on the marketing side of things too. And I'd love to talk about the industry and studio owners. I feel like they're kind of they're either really on it or really lost as far as marketing. And there's also a lack of confidence in the studio world too. And I'll also go to say, as far as I've been a marketer for a long time. I was trained in England in marketing. I had my own design agency, and that's my world too. That's why I love geeking out about this. And I also believe it's the superpower I bring to the studios, because it was so easy for me to market my studio. Yeah. But I feel when I meet studio owners, there's a lack of confidence. And I feel like right now, branding and glossy is great. Yeah. I love on brand anyway. I like on brand. I like to know, and I'll give Stretch Vancouver, one of someone I've worked with before, but that you work with, but brand wise, it's like they're black and white. The imagery is beautiful. The fonts are the same. The emails come the same way. So right away, whether you're reading it or not, it's them. And so I believe in that, but I believe that most studio owners get lost when it comes to talking to the camera now. And marketing has changed from that glossy up front to more behind the scenes, more from the heart and authenticity. And it's just getting confident talking to the camera and telling people what's going on. Right. And so can you tell me what you're seeing? Well, we'll not mention names, but, just what you've seen, and also, how it's maybe changed.
Yeah. And it's constantly changing.
Again, yeah.
That's constantly changing.
Keeps it fun, though.
It's fun. I mean, I chose both careers that they're both like constantly evolving. Health and wellness, yep. Marketing is always changing. I think one of the best things I remember, my very first marketing 101 class, the teacher said, and she was that marketing is a very bougie way of word of mouth referrals.
Yeah.
That we used to go to our friends and be like, we had this, and up to this day, the way I got into studio, as I just mentioned, someone told me about a great experience that they had.
And gave you a piece of paper.
Gave me a piece
That's marketing.
Exactly. I went and I experienced that. I had a good experience. I continued with it, and 10 years later, we are in a different world. So, marketing wise, I think it's such a crucial part of owning any business, but especially yoga business, because you're not just selling a service, you're also hopefully creating community
and transformation.
And I always say, and I'm like, if you do a good enough job, the community will go and do marketing for you. Yeah. Everybody will like to do movement with their friends, with their family. I love bringing friends into it. I love bringing partners into it. I love inviting families into it. And it makes a huge experience. For the longest time, I had a Saturday morning class that a whole family will come. Mom, dad, 2 kids. Mm-hmm. That was their yoga class. And then they will go to brunch. And that was their kind of family check-in time every Saturday. So there's a lot of opportunity in this industry to move and do yoga and do Pilates, to do any form of movement, healthy practice with your loved ones. Bring your friends into it. You want to have a date.
Or if you want to get away from them.
Get away from them also. Process all of the events away from them. But there's so much opportunity in community building. I think most studios come from such a good heart of many owners that I know. They went to a class, they loved it, they had a whole bunch of money, or they got an investor, they got a studio. And then they either got sold a studio as part of a franchise, or they got a studio because they thought, oh my God, I'm going to be doing yoga all the time.
And then there's the other one that's the scrappy yoga teacher that probably doesn't know too much about business. The passionate yoga teacher, yeah.
Totally. So I always say smooth sailing would be when you know at least basic of business 101 and marketing 101.
Yeah.
So the branding is set. People know who they are talking to. There's a little bit of imaging. Social media is super important, as we know. People can connect with you from different ages online. Email marketing is still a huge thing because certain demographics are still under email. Now we know mobile marketing is important because some people are just texting all the time. They don't necessarily open their email.
Yeah.
So it's a whole dimension of how we can reach different people of different backgrounds and comfort zone with all these different aspects of business. You have to be prepared. At the end of the day, you're running a business. It's a health and wellness business. We're meant to be zen, but the back end of it may not be very zen.
Well, I say, yeah. I mean, the great thing we have now compared to 10 years ago is that we have our booking systems now. If we have the right booking system, if you have the right email and SMS automations, we now have franchise level tools for community studios.
Absolutely. Yeah, automation with the whole changes in AI. Social media has been a thing for many years, but up to this day, I still have difficulty getting people on it because people have different relationships to our social media.
Yeah. Well, I see you got to meet them where they're at, right? It's like if they're on Facebook, it's Facebook. If they're on Instagram, they're Instagram. If they're SMS, it's SMS. If they're email, they're email. It's like you kind of got to cover the bases.
And I'm like, I always put it this way, and I'm like, I have friends that they only like to talk to me over the phone. We have long conversations. I'm washing dishes. We're having a full conversation. I have friends that they're just texting. They're like, never call me. I feel anxious when you call me. We're just texting. We have long, novel conversations.
Yeah.
You know? And we have friends that they're just like in-person people. They're like, let's go grab a coffee.
Or the voice messenger.
Oh, the voice message. Oh, of course. The voice message. You can play their voice messages while you're stuck in traffic and hopefully safe. But it's a different human psychology. You have to meet people where they are. I cannot tell my friend who absolutely gets anxious with a phone call to be like, you have to talk to me on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to send you a voice. I'm going to see you this weekend. Let's hang out at the beach.
I'm a FaceTimer, and I got friends that I know that they panic when they see me FaceTiming. Even if it goes through as FaceTime audio, they think it's video, and they never answer. And I can just feel, I'm not ready.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have that's a very small percentage of how marketing and psychology of human. Because marketing, at the end of the day, is connecting with people's psychology of what makes them feel good.
Yeah,
they say yes to that experience, and what makes them say no to that experience.
Yeah.
That is what marketing is.
Yeah.
Now we have different tools for it.
Yeah.
We have digital and like paper and stuff like that. But at the end is connecting to the psyche of another person to get them to say yes to the experience that you're trying to provide for them.
Yesterday, I taught a webinar on how to run a register series for Offering Tree. And then I've got it in front of me right here. I broke it down just to really simplify it for studio owners marketing. And I broke it down. Who is it for? Your audience. You got to know who they are. Who do you work for? Second one, what problems are they facing? Yeah. Especially with registered series. 3, what's your solution? Quite often it's your own superpower and your own whatever you have. And then 4, where are they hanging out? Where are their eyeballs? Mm-hmm. And then 5, how can we market to them? Get in front of those eyeballs.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you touched all the
So, but yoga studio owners, what are we seeing? Where do you see that they're really doing it well? And where do you see them missing the mark? What do you think?
I work mostly in downtown Vancouver, and I want to have a lot of compassion for people in that area compared to the outskirts of Vancouver.
Because it's densely popular, it's a lot of studios in one area.
Lots of studios, a lot of complication, a lot of competition.
Yeah.
That if I'm a person and I want to move, I have many modalities of movement. I can go to yoga. I can do different modalities of yoga. I can go to Pilates studio.
So you're the perfect ClassPass person if that's your thing.
If I'm being introduced to the market, I'm new, I don't know what I want to commit to, I'm in that demographic.
Yeah.
And
So that's dating studios.
that's dating studios. That's like, the hangout studios. But you have to also, if you are into community building and continuing with that relationship, then you move on to dating phase. Hopefully, you kind of create good enough experience that people want to hang out there all the time. And
Yeah.
it is a thing in Vancouver. I've heard it yesterday from one of my friends that they're like, what are we doing for fall season? Are we planning for fall? Because we all know we're going to go down towards that winter blue and stuff like that. And they were like,
so you're talking about friends, not studios. Yeah.
So friends. This is like socially friends hanging out at the beach. And they're like, oh, I've got to see which studio I want to buy a membership at. So I know my winter season and fall season is covered. I have somewhere to be. I have a set schedule. So it was so interesting for my friends to have this conversation, me being their kind of teacher or practicing with them. I was like, oh, so behind the scene, people already...
You're thinking about it in August. Or July,
August, we're in July.
They're thinking about September.
They're thinking about September, that this is part of my health. This needs to be part of my routine.
That's changed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think post-COVID, people are putting their health more up front.
They are, absolutely. It used to not be this way. And again, we didn't have class pass. We had like maybe introduction kind of thing to the studio as well, like maybe 1 week, 1 or 2 weeks, one with class pass. The culture of trying studios have changed also. But coming back to the point of Vancouver studios, the density, at least where I am, is quite high. So I have a lot of passion, but it's also that most studios, they don't do it strategically. They're kind of what do they call it? They're kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Oh, I say that about class, like a new studio, the first time with class, it is a bit like that. Like you're throwing at the wall to see what fits, but you've also got to do your research before on your audience, right?
Yeah, the marketing, that's a difference. And I'm like, the marketing needs to be strategic. Yep. And you were saying the difference between a new teacher and an experienced teacher is that they have done trial and error.
Yep.
They know what may work, not 100%, but they have been in enough rooms that they know, oh, this may resonate. This has a good chance. I've tried this tool before. This breath work works. This postures after one each other, like this flow works. The same with marketing. Like you have to do your research, and then there's a little bit of that trial and error and staying on trend, but then being consistent with trends of maybe what competitors are doing, maybe what the demographic wants, and just applying them constantly. So like some studios, they send one newsletter, one per every 6 months.
With everything in it.
Everything in it. And I'm like, this is like a historic novel. I don't want to read all of the things. Like even me as a teacher, I'm like...
You know what it is? I'm telling you what it is. It's like they're scared of unsubscribes. It's so listen, if you're listening, yoga studio owners, don't be scared of the unsubscribe. It's refining your list. If they're unsubscribing, they are not interested in you. They have moved on. Get over it.
But also have something to offer. Don't just be about just... I do this an example. I want to be what I'm saying. I do this with my past retreats and workshop attendees. I do invite them to my upcoming offerings. They're either paid, there's a retreat, higher ticket price, there's a workshop, higher ticket price. In the same email, I offer them quite a bit of gifts, promo codes, free. So there's what do you call it? There's a gift in them opening that email, and I appreciate their time. And I always provide more value than what I'm asking.
Value is the...
If the value I'm requesting is $150 for a ticket to my event, I usually tell them, I'm like, you come to my retreat, one of my retreats is $150, and I'm like, you already got $500 worth of gifts, promo codes, free studio tickets, free classes that I provide on a regular basis. So the actual money was $150. You had an experience, you got $500 worth of codes that you can go through. And that's through my relationship with sponsors, with different studios that I'm like, come check out the studio, free, use my code for 2 weeks. And if you want to stay, you don't want to stay. Go to this brand. I support this brand, environmentally friendly. I love it. You get 50% off if you use my code. So they are afraid of sending newsletters because they'll always make it about themselves. We have this studio news. We have a new teacher. We have this new classes added. Great. It's all about you.
Where's the value?
Where is the value? What is it about me?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, again, I taught this on my webinar yesterday about if you do a registered series, you don't just do a registered series, you support that series. So, for example, the first week, we learned breathing and basic 101 yoga movements. Support that with an email afterwards with a 5-minute video on practicing your yoga breathing. Right. Week 2, week 3, week 4, we might get to sun salutations for week 4. Here's a little practice video or a PDF to follow. So I feel like in that, my clients have 70% retention from their registered series into their memberships because they've created community in there. But the way we do it, it's value, 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 sell, convert.
Yeah. And that seems like a good deal to me. That seems like in my psychology, I feel safe about that. And I'm like, okay, if I resonate with your product, if I resonate with your service, and I know on top of that experience, I get all of this other valuable things that you're providing to me, and you're keeping me supported, you're keeping me well catered, then it's very hard to say no to you. It's like a Godfather thing. It's hard. I will make you an offer you cannot refuse. It will be very hard to refuse.
Yeah.
It's that kind of idea. I think with the studios, they mostly go wrong because now they want to become businessy, and they all become one-way direction marketing.
Yeah. So the next sale, the next registration,
the next registration, and I'm like, do some community classes, do some fundraising classes, do some free events. Like you have the teacher on your payroll. Have a weekend class that they can bring their partners and introduce them to yoga.
Yeah.
Or bring a friend kind of a week.
Yeah. My favorite ones are the softwares that you can have two guest passes a month on your membership. Like it's the best. And then if you have automations to that, actually you have automations, but actually you shouldn't let that guest leave without buying a membership from that class, right? ClassPass. But ClassPass. So so I want to get to this a little bit because you piqued my interest about how to manipulate ClassPass to a studio's benefit. Now, I'm going to go on I'm a mind body certified consultant that is very associated with ClassPass. I have an episode, if you want to look back, folks, on how I broke up with ClassPass. And I have multiple conversations about ClassPass because it's changed things in so many ways. Now, as a ClassPass, I've used it several times, and it is the best way to get different studio experiences. Like for me to do market research, it's like, that Pilates class I went to across the bridge, and I mentioned to them that there was like all these dust bunnies in the Pilates equipment. And then they say, oh, but we get a cleaner in once a week. So all those kind of had amazing experiences to talk about and put on my socials. From a business perspective, ClassPass sucks because it is, if not used right, because if your goal is to build membership, it's going to eat into that membership. What I see and discuss is that ClassPass people are ClassPass people, and they're hard to convert because they like that they can get their Legree class, they can get their nails done, they can get their Pilates, and they can get their yoga, all of the things within their membership. So it's great for that. You get a certain amount of points. It gives you variety. But when I look into my dashboards of ClassPass or in the booking softwares, quite often ClassPass actually presents it as we've saved you this much money, we've filled this much classes. But if you go into the dashboard of your booking software, it quite often says no visit after first visit, or don't convert, or so it's not always great sunny news on there. Now I'm babbling here because I got a lot to say, but then I see, so as a ClassPass user, I kind of just logged on the app and just to see. So what I was noticing were the studios that seemed to use it right really tweaked it. And so what I mean is the Legree studio downtown, I wanted to try Legree. I haven't tried Legree. I never did get in because I haven't got in because they only offered a 6 a.m. class on ClassPass. That was the only class I could get in. And I'm not downtown, so it's too early for me. But from a marketing perspective, every time I logged in, I saw Legree. I saw that it's downtown, so I know it's there. But then I saw some Pilates studios where you can't get in, but then they'll open it up 2 hours before. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now that can work because people are not registered into that class, so you can use it to just tweak those classes. So can we talk about that? Because you talk about, you love it for marketing for studios.
For sure. Yeah. It's a great way of introduction. And again, like, just like anything else. And sometimes I want to have this kind of disclaimer that as a teacher, I will love full classes.
Yes, because there's a vibe to a full class.
It's a vibe to a full class because...
But like, you're not looking at the revenue.
Yeah, so I don't want to, I never want to be one of the teachers, and all my studios know this, that I'm like, well, I get paid anyways. I got paid. I did my job. I left. I look at those numbers. Like, I look at behind the scene. Who's coming back? I want to know everybody's name. If they're not coming back, why are they not coming back? What is it about the class that I need to take? And if they're coming back, what do they like about it? Did they like my playlist? Did they like the flow? Did they like the sequence? Did they like the Pilates? So I look at all those back end things, obviously for my marketing geeky side, but also from the teacher perspective. I'm never that, oh, like I got my job done. Your problem, your studio, your business. Because it is my business, because you guys are keeping me employed. If my classes do good, the chances of me staying on the schedule is a lot higher. I've never actually been removed from any schedule in 10 years of teaching. I'm grateful to say that, because I always look at those things. Community building, knowing my students' name, why they come back and why they don't come back is a very important thing to me. ClassPass is just another tool. It gives the studio the opportunity to come and explore and experience. Either you are a new studio, you have a new offering, you have a new teacher, you have a new time spot. What I think it becomes detrimental is when you have it ongoing,
open to
all classes.
All classes. Which ClassPass, actually, if you speak to them, they're going to tell you to maximize your inventory. Which is open it all. And so most people that I know that have signed up don't know that you can change things.
Well, that's the thing. That's the other part of the education of knowing the system that you're working with, either Mind Body, Marina Tech, or any other system. It's an introduction. So your bread and butter are the students that are paying you regular fee. They're on a subscription. They're on a membership. They have to get the first dip. They have to get the first things. You have to allow them to sign up first. Now, this instructor is new in the time spots, new offering, and all of that. The classes are not as full. Open it to ClassPass. So there's more exposure. There's more opportunity. This class is doing full, and that's what Legree does really, really great. Jaybird does really great too. One of my classes, they don't have access to ClassPass because they're already filled with regular students.
Right.
So they usually go like the 6 a.m. ones, because the instructor can be a top instructor, but the chances of people getting up at 6 a.m. is a lot harder. But if they get approached, maybe they will get to the 5 p.m. class as well as a member. So it's an introduction part to come in. It has to be reduced, even in terms of number. After 3, talk to that student. They have been to the studio 3 times.
But you can't stop them from coming after 3, right? In there?
I do have studios that they do stop, and it's
they do.
Yeah, I don't want. Again, I'm mindful of not mentioning it because it's part of their back
end. Yeah.
After 3 times, they convert the student. So they have a script, ClassPass version, going on that how do you like the classes? You've been coming 3 to 5 times now because it's summertime. But
but it's done on the front desk. It's that in person. It's in that in-person conversation at the front desk.
In-person conversation. There's a deal for ClassPass people.
So it's better than on the website.
Better than on the website.
Yep.
That you've been coming here. How do you like the classes? How do you like the teacher? Would you like a better deal compared to ClassPass that you can get 5 punch passes? You can get 2 weeks unlimited. You can try as many classes as you want. You're not restricted. You don't have to just come certain time. You can come as many times as you want. You can bring friends if you want, but you have to convert today. And that script, which I'm happy to share with you behind the scene, is a fabulous script. I know the transfer result of it as well. I'm happy to share with you the stats, but the studio is on top of it. The multiple studios that they do it, they're on top of it.
So who's on top of it? How are they on top of it? Are they, I mean, and you'll probably just get in there and dive into the, but are the owners on top of it? Who's responsible? Whose responsibility is it?
So I think it has to be obviously the owner. You want your business to thrive.
Yeah.
And the whole team, their training, the staff, including teacher is your thing. But front desk staff, and I have a lot of my friends who does front desk. I have done front desk for many studios for many, many years. I have a lot of compassion because of the pay market of the front desk staff and the demographic we usually hire. Some studios are reluctant in educating them what their responsibilities are.
100%. Yeah.
And
it's not just a body. It's not just a body there. There should be a goal to that position.
There should be a goal. There should be a purpose. And it's part of your community and team building. Can you just
quickly say if you think it's a mistake for community studio owners not to invest on the front desk?
Absolutely. Because we are all part of the team. From the first person you see, from the minute you step inside, the first person you see, heal the bathroom, change room, shower, water filler, coming into the studio room, meeting the teacher, environment. These are all part of how
customer journey.
It's all part of the journey. That person at the front is the first. They usually don't see the teacher till a little bit later.
Yeah.
If the person at the front is, and I go to the studios, and I have difficulty with front desk studios as well. And I'm like, I came in and the front desk was doing their personal TikTok. Or was doing their own thing. You are on company time.
At the gym, there's it's very hard to be just a customer. Because I'm watching that person on the desk there taking their Spanish lessons, and I'm like, there's equipment here can be cleaned.
You're getting paid. I'm now getting conversation, being and that's end of it. If the responsibilities are higher, maybe create enough revenue that there's opportunity there. That person, that front desk person is your sales advocate.
Yes.
Is sales ambassador.
Yes.
If they're making more sale, their pay could also be higher from minimum pay of $16, $17. If you're making sales.
Because that job should be making money. That job should, and actually everything that you invest in, the teachers should be building classes. The front desk should be able to sell. Everybody should be on the goal.
They should be educated. It's the level of
100%. I really want people to listen to this, like the people that are starting studios or haven't taken that step to the front they think of that as an expense, right?
Yes.
That's a person that's going to convert for you and build. Yeah.
Or they bring their cousin or their teenage.
Or work trade.
And all of that is great, but you have to see that's part of your marketing. That's also part of your
100%. Hallelujah.
Not working. That's already something you can look at. That's already a part of it, because I'm like, again, the studios who do it great, the person is on top of it. How was your experience? What did you like about it? Do you know we have this sale going on? Do you know we have this membership on sale? Do you want to bring your friend? Do you have a partner? This is an extra pass for them. I think one of the...
I hope everybody was just scribbling right now.
One of the studios has a beautiful welcome pack that is a electrolyte. It's a free gift to give to somebody else. Pass it to, I think it's 2 gifts, 2 free classes to pass it to 2 friends. And it's a lip balm. which again, these are something that you can kind of collaborate with an electronic company.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. You're great at partnerships for your business, but studios, I was fantastic at that. I had relationships with the health food stores, the chiropractors, the physiotherapists, like all of them. And anytime I did a fundraiser, hey, do you have anything to donate? Yep, no problem. They knew I'd scream about them, and
you value, and it's again, you want to be like, you are in the corner of Kitsilano and Burrard. You are a community. If you're covering that age radius, the number of people in that radius that they can be part of your community is quite a bit. You're not in the middle of deserted island. Add value to them. There is a chance that there is a vitamin shop there. There is a body energy club there. There is a coffee shop there. My outdoor classes are free, but I get it sponsored to bring everybody acai bowls.
Yeah.
It's a free outdoor class. People didn't pay for it. I don't want any money for it. I do beach class all the time. The studio covers my fee. My fee is covered, but it's free to members as a way of providing opportunity to them to come and see like how the class is going on. Like summertime, we want to be outside at the beach. Come to my beach classes. Bring your puppy. Bring your partner if they are reluctant. This is a great introduction. Fall season, heart yoga. We'll go back to the studio.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of my students that signed up for the classes because they came to my last year summer classes. They were like, we had a great time summer at the beach every Saturday. We will come to your class. We will go to farmer's market after. We will go grab coffee after. Great experience.
Yeah.
And then
the coffee shop's great, by the way. My client, Peaceful Yoga, just partnered with the coffee shop to do coffee sleeves with their QR code on it for their intro offer.
Yes. Yeah. So many ways of building community. If your idea is not just like me, business. If your intention is community building, you'll come up with multiple ways of collaboration, creating relationships with people, with other businesses. You bring business to them, they bring business to you. That's the best way.
We're off ClassPass.
We're off class. Oh my God, off class. Okay. So ClassPass introduction. Just keep it as an introduction.
Yeah, and so can you? Do you work with the studios for your classes about the control of the turning on and off of the? Do you advise them on that? And
I do. So 2 of the studios, I'm on prime time, evening time.
Yeah.
There's no ClassPass for my classes, especially during fall winter. There's no ClassPass for summertime. I think we opened it for 2 of my classes.
Yeah.
And I had a new class.
And you open it up just like 2 hours before, or
2 hours before. I think it's the day before. Also, some of them are 2 hours before. But it's literally because summertime, some studios become slower, especially the yoga ones. It's a way of getting people in and come and try. Some people have more time, they're on vacation or something like that. And then for fall season, then they've already had that experience.
Yeah.
But I work with them all the time, and I'm like, because I see all the numbers behind, and I'm like, this is the amount of returning clients that I've had. These are actual members that are either punch passes or monthly membership, yearly membership. Maybe leave it 10%, maybe 5 punch passes, but they can only be for ClassPass maximum. And that is if our regular students already didn't sign up for that.
Yeah. Okay, great. So just really controlling it and just using it mostly for marketing and filling classes. Yeah. So just folks, don't have it. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's the studio killer if you just open your whole studio.
Well, it kind of cheapens the experience though, don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
The value of what you're trying to create, but also some studios with smaller capacity, right? Not every studio is 50. If your actual members cannot get in because a whole bunch of ClassPass people sign up,
they're going to be pissed.
They're going to be upset and they're going to cancel the membership. So which one do you want to invest in?
Yeah.
You know, I look at everything. I want to make sure that I'm staying appropriate, but I look at everything in a relationship perspective. And I'm like, who do you want to invest in? Someone who's like a future person, future partner, long-term partner, has good goals and values, is committed to you? Or you just want to kind of invest in that person that only calls you when they're bored?
Yeah, but I have seen studios treat ClassPasses differently.
Okay.
Right? Because they're kind of like, oh, they're just ClassPass.
Hmm.
And so, or their attitude is, oh, they're always here at the last minute and they've never filled the forms out. And like, there's kind of like this resentment from the front desk quite often for class
Yeah.
passes.
Yeah. It's a lot of paperwork, especially if they don't
Yeah.
previously have to come into the studio. If the waiver is not on ClassPass, you have to come and do it at the studio.
Social media confidence.
What's that?
Social media confidence for studio owners.
Oh my God. Can I mention something about ClassPass, by the way?
Yeah.
Last thing, wrap it up. Because the information gets released to ClassPass, the studio that has been doing great, this is worth everybody watching this. Make sure when the student comes to the studio, get their information.
Yeah.
Because then they become part of your and when you send their email, first of all, this is an insurance thing. Most studios are like, well, they're not part of our team, but they're not part of our studios. We don't want to do that. I'm like, everybody who's in the room and in the space, insurance-wise, you need to have their information.
Yeah.
So get their email, get their contact info, emergency contact info, and their phone number. Not just insurance-wise, marketing-wise, you can then
100%. Well, doing definitely a campaign to people that come on ClassPass trying to convert for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully that answered all your questions.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. That was a good convo. I hope folks are listening to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, social media confidence for studio owners. We touched on it a little bit, but what are you seeing? Where do I see the resistance?
Mm-hmm. That's
because the studios you work for, you want them to be promoting your classes and your offers.
I will tell you, as a little bit more community builder teacher, I've gotten to the point that I actually give more opportunity and more value to studios who also promote me.
Yeah.
Because I technically have my own brand and business going on. So I want to collaborate with the studios that value that they know my job is not just the time that I have with them. If the studios are like, oh, it's just me, as simple as they don't even use my own photos. They use stock photos. And I'm like...
And you're so cute.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not even about that. And I'm like, why use a stock image of someone doing tree pose when your instructor is in human person, someone that you are going to actually see do the tree pose? I get it like here a little bit and there, and like investing in photography for social media, especially Instagram, is a huge deal. It's expensive. I fully get that. But then again, offer a photographer from a community full membership and get them to take photos.
Well, I'll give another one. My photographer, when I had the studio, I gave him the space to use the studio for photo shoots. Like he would, because it was just a big space, and so he would come and set up his lights and what have you, and he would do a few jobs in there. We came out with headshots, group shots, individual shots, and that we also provided the teachers that they could use as well.
Yeah. That's I think Instagram, like social media wise, there are many ways. Invest in good photography, invest in your teacher being promoted because they are doing the actual job for you. Yeah. Why not promote a teacher with their actual photos, maybe a little background? People like personable connections, maybe a little bit background for what got you into yoga, what has been your journey, what are you experiencing right now in your life. People are going through they're going through premenopause, menopause, they're having kids, they're coming back from vacation, they're getting married, they're like, I mentioned almost all good things, but there could be other things as well. Experiences, life experiences that people will resonate with. Probably most people who come to my classes, they're like, oh my God, finally a person of color teaching. So that's my point of contact with many people because we don't have that many people of color being in the industry and teaching. So that's already like, oh, someone different, someone with an accent, someone we cannot understand what they're saying. Great. Someone with different music. A playlist.
I want access to your playlist. I'll give you access to mine.
Absolutely. I would love that. But that's the thing. Like many students ask for my playlist when they go on vacation.
Same. I was known for my music at the studio. Yeah. And I enjoyed it because I actually enjoyed crafting the music experience to the class experience. And it starts like this, it ramps up and it comes, yeah, there's an arc to it,
It's
right?
a
But
whole
I loved building playlists for sure.
yeah. So
But
social media was meant for community building. I know Mark Zuckerberg is famous for many, many things, but he literally created Facebook.
yeah.
Then Instagram was created after that as a form of building relationships.
Do you resent it though? Because you do a lot of self promotion and you promote your classes. Do your studio owners ask you to do that? Or because I know you probably just do it because
I'm a
that's how.
very solid no. If they don't ask me, I will do it. I've had studios, and I don't have those relationships. To be fair, I'm very solid no from the beginning. I've had studios parts and solid no. I've had studios share with me. Can you share your Instagram followers? We want to see how many followers you have and stuff like that. And I'm like, how is that relevant to my teacher application? And when I
Oh, on the application. Ah,
and I'm like,
interesting.
how is this like how what this brings into the
Oh,
table?
that's interesting. Yeah.
So that was a trend a little bit. I'm hoping that it has died off. I don't have those kind
Yeah.
of relationships.
The pre-stalking before interviewing almost.
We starting
Yeah.
to, and
Yeah.
again, like if someone applies for any kind of jobs, most of us have some form of online presence. But
Yeah.
my value as a teacher has nothing to do. Like I had so much value for many years without having any social media. And I was a social media strategist, but I wasn't on social media for very personal reasons. So this whole, even though I was handling other people's social media, I definitely didn't have social media.
Yeah.
This whole social media thing is just new for myself. My value as a teacher, especially in the yoga industry, should not be based on my followers.
Yeah.
I can be, and we have many fabulous teachers who know nothing about social media or they're not on it for personal reasons. One of our teacher is great full waitlisted classes, but she works quite a bit with ministry and addiction. And she just does, she's like, don't tag me.
I had a teacher that was a parole officer. She's like, please don't use my full name.
So that should not be value. However, if someone is comfortable with that, it's a great tool to use.
Yeah.
For creating personable connection between your teacher and their.
Are they doing a good job though?
Some studios do, absolutely. I have to give them props. But in what I call good, I like to see community thing going on. Obviously, beautiful photos. That means you have invested in photography. You're not using stock photos. And some they go overboard. That everything is just super polished.
Yeah.
Super like photographed in AI.
I feel like, if you just post into Instagram, that's fine for your glossy thing. But I think where they're not using it enough is the stories, the behind the scenes. It's the vibe I want to see. It's the vibe. I want to see the characters and the community and the students. And do I fit in there? Do I see myself there?
Yeah. Or a little bit of a tease of a behind the scene of what other people's experiences are, what other people are saying.
Yeah,
what
100%.
Things look like if I haven't been there. Or I was there, oh my God, I had this great experience. I want to share with my community about that. So I think we're missing that social media was meant, and this is all across all industries, all across our life. Social media was meant for creating relationships.
Yeah.
And we have gone so far away from that. And now businesses have many different ideas of what to use social media for.
So it's how many followers. And so I will say this to my studio owners, that followers could be important. Say hello to them. Right. I call that sales by chat. It's just like, hey, are you in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Do you practice yoga?
Yeah. What do you practice? What do you like to practice?
Yeah. Start a conversation.
Every now and then on my socials, like, what are you experiencing right now? What was the thing?
Yeah. It's like, it's like they're not just a number. There's a person behind them that's chosen to follow you for a reason. So say hello. Yesterday I did the webinar. I came off and there's all, I got some new followers from the webinar. I'm like, hey, were you just in the webinar? And they're like, oh yeah, great. I really loved it. But it started a conversation.
Absolutely. I always say like social media is kind of like your business card when you're not there.
Yeah.
It's already doing all the introductions for you. It's already doing all the references for you, all the reviews for you, all people's experiences with you. If you just leave it there and continue to feed it that way, but it's there when you're offline. And some people are like, oh, let me check out the studio. Do I like the teacher? Do I resonate with the space? Is it extra polished or is cozy and humble? Does it have plants? What kind of lighting it is? What kind of instructors they hire? Is it accessible?
Well, I feel that so marketing wise, that's the customer journey, right? It's like it's the thing that you see on social media takes you to somewhere else, most likely the website. The website has to represent and show the vibe there and be very clear and clean and make it very easy for people to get into the studio. And then the customer experience in the studio, it's all marketing, right? But it's like you're being judged every single point, and it's like you've got to pass a checklist. I mean, getting into a yoga studio is a damn intimidating thing the first time, right? It can be nerve-wracking. I don't look like that skinny white woman on the Yoga Journal magazine, and there's a lot of barriers we have to get across. And so marketing wise, we have to kind of cut through that to say this could be your home.
Yeah. And movement wise, in general, movement of all kinds is a very personable, wonderful, sensitive thing. And you're asking people if they didn't grow up being athletes or they didn't grow up being dancers or being professional. Not that those people don't have their own barriers.
Yeah.
But if they're new to a city, if the language is a difficulty, if they're coming from a culture that movement in certain clothing, in certain outfits is not part of the norm, you're already asking people to do a very fight or flight kind of activity.
Yeah.
And I always acknowledge that at the beginning of my classes is that who's new? And I usually ask it not when people are watching me.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing some kind of stretches on the back or something like that, then like if you feel comfortable and you're new to our studio or new to my experience, raise your hand. So I kind of throughout the class, I watch what their experiences is, because I know like me, myself, feeling very honored, very comfortable in my body, wearing anything that I want, having access to all the studios. I still go to many places and I'm like, I feel my nervous system.
Yeah.
Being a little bit on edge. And I'm like, oh, I haven't been here before. The light is kind of like not my thing. The music, I'm not vibing with all of these things. I cannot imagine adding layers and layers of different things on top of it. So I'm like, we're already asking people to do a very interesting thing, but you want to bring them into that. This is great. Your connection to
and the transformation. I mean, that's community and transformation, right? It's I think that's what it boils down to. And I'll give, I kind of feel, we don't always know that people have maybe neglected themselves mentally, physically, all of that stuff. I know that I kind of put myself, a year or so ago, kind of on the back burner. But then it's like yoga or whatever it is can wake you up again. And for me, it's like I have a personal trainer, Mark, that, I've shoulder injury, but shout out to him. I saw him this morning, but he is so fantastic with me that he lives in my head for the rest of the week. Little things, on protein or movement things. It's like, I think about those things. They have a difference and an impact in my body. And then I'm excited for the next week. And so you as a teacher and all, good teachers, good, but the transformation, once we've got them into the space, I mean, that's the hard thing, right? Sure. And then it's giving the power to the teacher to hold the space for the experience so that we can keep them, because once we get them in, doesn't mean we're going to keep them.
No, yeah.
And I'll also say you don't want someone judging you on one class.
No, that's
because like your voice may not work for my experience. Mm-hmm. My voice might not work for somebody else's experience. Absolutely. I know I've been in classes where I'm screaming in my head, get me out of here.
Yeah.
And we have to acknowledge that, right? So we want people to dabble on the schedule and have amazing experience so that people feel at home and carrying on.
Absolutely. I think, as we talked about all throughout, there's so many things that come into that experience of creating that we're creating, from the first point of contact, the way we're presenting ourselves, the way studio is being presented, the teacher is being presented. At the end, to create a good feeling for people that they're like, oh, I feel safe. I feel good. And I usually have this in my Pilates classes that they're like, is it going to be okay? Am I going to be okay?
No, you're going to hurt, but it's going to be fun.
I've never worked with you. And they're like, is it going to be easy? And I'm like, no. It's going to be hard. But we can do hard things.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting easy. But movement of any kind is not meant to be easy, but we don't grow out of easy. I always tell everyone, I'm like, with the easiest class, with a deep stretch class, your muscles are not going to grow or stretch if you're just keeping them contracted and keeping them the same. The way a muscle grows is by putting pressure. Yes. So we don't grow as human in all dimensions out of easy and our comfort zone. We grow because of some form of resistance or difficulty. So I'm like, easy is not what I promote, but we can do hard things and you're going to be okay. And if not, talk to me after about the experience. And that I usually do, I don't only ask who's new. When they come into seated and face me and we're all kind of together before we start the class, and I'm like, who has been here before? And there's usually quite a bit of regulars. And I'm like, which one of you want to volunteer to take care of the new people?
Yeah.
And now they know. They're like, oh, I've got them. Yeah. Bro, I've got you. Like, we're going to be doing this.
I know that. I always say that we call it was kind of like the super student. They're the super fan of the studio, right? Usually. But we always like on the front desk. If sometimes the front desk is busy or the teacher's busy, you'll say to one of your super fans, "Hey, Susan, this such and such is here for the first time. Can you show her around?" And it's the immediate connection to somebody else in the studio and takes a lot of pressure off. Makes them feel at home. Yeah. Hadis, you're amazing. I love this chat. Thank you for sharing. I got to come to one of your classes for sure. And I want to come hang out with you on the beach. And I want to come to your home parties with all your girlfriends.
You're great tea parties.
Hadis, where do people find you online?
My social media, Instagram attached to my Facebook is Move in Style. And Move is spelled very interestingly, MOOV, just to be a little bit stylish. Or they can just search my name and the same Instagram will pull up Hadis.
Or click on the show notes and we'll have a quick link there. Thank you so much. Oh, let's just finish off with something people don't know about you.
I think I kind of mentioned that I do marketing. Everybody knows me because
you're a plant lady.
The plant lady. I'm a crazy plant lady. Because my place was under construction, but the last time it was like all Amazon. I have like over 68 plants.
Yeah, she posts a lot about her plants. I have to introduce you to my plant friends. And if you were a yoga pose, what would you be?
Shavasana. Sleeping.
Chill.
Downtime, other than this high energy, my balance time was just sleeping.
Thank you so much, Hadis.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate this talk.
Thanks for tuning in, champs. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to this channel. It means a lot. And if you're ready to open your own studio or grow your current one, visit yogabizchamp.link/YouTube to book your free strategy call with myself and explore my Starter Studio and Grow a Studio packages. And you'll also get access to all of my free Yoga Biz Champ resources, yogabizchamp.link/YouTube. And you can check out other insights and follow me on all social media platforms at Yoga Biz Champ. See you next time.